More now on that tornado near Lebanon. A lot of people were talking about how unusual it was.
Yeah, and it turns out that while tornadoes aren't all that common, they certainly aren't rare in this area either.
Let's check in with KGW's Pat Doris as look back at the last several years in our history with tornadoes. Pat?
Well, Joe and Kathy, it turns out we've had at least one tornado in each of the last 5 years, but we never really get used to them. The winds that spun into a destructive force yesterday near Lebanon picked up anything they could carry.
I saw off in the field, it was swirling and swirling like there was debris in it, there was everything else. It was coming right for their house.
Pat Hulbert is one of the few who lived near the place the twister touched down. It destroyed 4 dairy barns. No one was hurt, but Pat and others were left shaking their heads.
That never happens in Oregon. Oregon is just, that type of stuff never happens.
That is a common feeling here in the Northwest. Turns out it's not exactly right. Earlier this year, in March, in fact, a twister touched down in Orchards, Washington.
Hail was just flying sideways and everything was flying off our patio, and wind chimes were going sideways.
Dude, that's a straight up tornado.
Nearly a year ago, more powerful winds from another twister hammered the coastal town of Manzanita.
By the time I realized that we needed to go take shelter, it just hit.
The winds destroyed 2 buildings. It damaged several homes and countless trees. In 2015, Battleground became ground zero.
Probably lasted about 15 seconds.
Before that, in October of 2014, another twister landed in Longview, Washington.
I've never seen anything like it.
Before that, it was McMinnville in 2013. We got a good look at the damage from above in Sky 8. And in 2010, Amsville.
I went up against the wall, and the other guy went up against the other wall, and then the roof came right off the ceiling. It just blew right off.
Finally, some of you were not happy earlier in our broadcast that we missed the big one. We've heard you. Here it is. On April 5th, 1972, 6 people died, 300 were injured by a tornado that touched down near Marine Drive and Northeast 33rd Street. It crossed the Columbia River, stayed on the ground for 10 minutes. The path of destruction stretched over 9 miles and included an elementary school, a bowling alley, a discount store, and as many as 50 homes. The tornado was eventually categorized as an F3. It remains the deadliest tornado on record in the Pacific Northwest.